Hey podcast people, I've got a really special one for you guys this week. We're going to be talking about Freedom Fast Lanes, how to own the day, own your life, and have it all with Aubrey Marcus. Okay, just to set the stage for you guys a little bit, Ryan Daniel Moran, host of the Freedom Fast Lane podcast, is an e-commerce internet entrepreneur, marketer, and branding expert, owner of Capitalism.com. And on this podcast, he had on Aubrey Marcus, the founder of Onnit. Now, if you don't know, Onnit is a 120 plus employee company, and they sell supplements. The most notable of which is Alpha Brain. So if you've listened to the Joe Rogan podcast, you may have heard of Alpha Brain because Joe Rogan and Aubrey Marcus are business partners, and they have made this incredibly awesome supplement business. Supplement business is also a gym and a training facility, and they do masterminds and they do retreat weekends, and they're just blowing up. They're doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So Aubrey has just put out this book, How to Own the Day and Own Your Life. Like a lot of podcasts, of course, there is a little bit of book promo here, but I promise that they actually don't touch that much on the book, or they don't focus that much on the book throughout. Now, full disclosure, I actually produce the Freedom Fast Lane podcast, and I work with Ryan Daniel Moran. So if you want to see the video of this podcast on YouTube, I shot it. I was there. I was in the room when it was being recorded, so I'll try to be as unbiased as possible. But I'm telling you guys, it was a really, really good podcast. And what I found really interesting about it, and again, I'm going to be as objective as I can because I know Ryan and I know Aubrey, but what I love about this podcast is that they really represent this kind of new wave of entrepreneurship. Now, Ryan is about 30, Aubrey Marcus, I believe, is 37, but they just have a really fresh outlook on how to run a business, how to do so sustainably in a way that is good for the world, good for the environment. They talk a little bit about this idea of conscious capitalism. That is how you can be, I guess, heart-centered and profit-centered at the same time, and what some of the challenges are in trying to run a business. And Ryan, of course, would argue here that in order to spread your product or service as wide as possible, you have to make it profitable. You have to make it sustainable in order to help as many people as possible. But this is not just your average business and entrepreneurship talk. They talk about open relationships, they talk about sexuality, they talk about psychedelics, ayahuasca, but I think you're also going to get a lot of really down-to-earth tactical stuff that you can apply to your own life if you listen to this podcast or watch the video, because these are two really successful guys, and I think they really represent this new wave of entrepreneurship. The thesis of Aubrey's book is that in order to have a successful life and a happy life, that you have to first have a successful day, and that you have to establish really solid routines for your mind, your body, and your spirit. So if this sounds up your alley, you do not want to miss this one. Go check it out. I'm going to give this podcast a 9 out of 10. I don't exactly know what else would need to be done in order to make it 10 out of 10, but at the same time, like I said, I produce the Freedom Fast Lane podcast, so I kind of feel like I can't. You guys aren't going to trust me if I just say it's 10 out of 10. So anyway, I think it's really awesome. You guys check it out. Podcast people, keep your earbuds in, and I'll catch you on the next one.